Hello everyone and welcome here to round number 6 of the 2013C NASA RallyCross Challenge season from Canyon City, Colorado and the Negus RallyCross circuit. As it's the first round of 2014, but we're still in the 2013C season, as we have after this 3 rounds remaining, and also the All-Star race in 2 weeks' time from Munich, Germany. As this broadcast is brought to you by JavaShot Designs, if you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, you can contact Adam Sweet at his page at facebook.com/JavaShotDesigns or go to his website at javashotdesigns.com. As this is our format for today's race, we have a 14-car field. We're going to have 3 heats, 4 laps apiece. We're going to have 2 heats of 4 cars, 1 heat of 5 cars. The top 2 in all the heats will advance to the final. Others move to the LCQ, and you have to take the Joker once. The Joker here at Negus, you'll see it. It's the big gap jump a little bit farther down from the grid. The last chance qualifier is 3 laps, and the top 2 advance to the final. The rest are awarded points. You have to take the Joker once, and the final is 8 laps for 8 drivers, and you take the Joker twice. As it's Josh Mertz up here in the commentary box, bringing you the call for the Automotive Sports Network today. As let's get to it, shall we? As heat number 1 getting ready to go, we're going to have the Subaru MRT Junior drivers on the grid here, and everyone getting ready, getting sorted with the grid. As if all goes well, Subaru MRT Junior will clinch the 2013 2013C Semi-Works Championship here today. So we'll see what happens there. As Chris Wetz, Dylan Livengood, Luke Fleming, and Jacob Kraus. So the Revolution Racing Works team, the Works points leaders, with the Semi-Works points leaders. As we are getting ready to go, a little bit of a satellite issue here. We should be back. There we are. So the Semi-Works champions and the Works points leaders on the grid for heat number 1 here in Negus. As we're getting everyone gridded up and ready to go for the first of our 3 heats today. As we're revving them up, Wetz, Livengood, Kraus, and Fleming, and it's lights out, and away we go! And off the line, Livengood gets the whole shot, but the junior cars, the MRT junior cars, are battling him. Let's see who goes to the Joker on the first lap. Fleming crashes into the tire wall, and it's Jacob Kraus in car number 83 as the Revolution teammates make contact through the regular course. As that's not a very good thing for the teammates to do, as there's Fleming in the background after he crashed into the tire barrier. As Kraus is your leader after the first half of a lap here. As around into the dirt corner, Livengood's on the banking. Wetz battling with him. As these 2 teammates, like I mentioned, are leading the Works Constructors Championship points. And Dylan Livengood has a 10-point lead over Caleb Paul after that thrilling race we had at Charlotte 1 week ago, where Caleb Paul nipped Livengood for the race win. The end of lap 1, it's Kraus leading in car number 83, followed by Livengood, and followed by Chris Wetz in car number 2. As Livengood looks like he ran wide. And there's Fleming in the 3rd spot. To the regular course goes Kraus. Livengood will take his Joker. So Livengood will go through to the lead in car number 1. It's a little bit iffy over the jump is Livengood. So let's see if he will beat Kraus. Yes, he will comfortably beat Kraus in car number 83. Then it's Wetz and Fleming so far, as we're a lap and a half through with the race here in Negus for heat number 1. As the only tricky part, the really tricky part is this final chicane here. And the only place you can cut is right, we're seeing Jacob Kraus, he hits the tire barrier right there while Chris Wetz is. You can get on that grass, but that's the only thing you can do. As Livengood leads at the end of lap number 2, as it looks like a comfortable gap with the Revolution teammates, so we wouldn't worry. Let's see if Wetz will take the Joker in car number 2. As Livengood to the regular course, Wetz will take the regular course here on lap 3. Kraus is having issues in his Subaru. As let's see if Fleming will take to the Joker. No, so all the drivers take the regular course here on lap number 3. Livengood has a really comfortable margin over his teammate, and the Subaru teammates are battling, and it looks like Kraus spun in front of Fleming, so Kraus is in 4th. But Livengood doesn't care. He sees clear track behind him, as there's his teammate, so through the final chicane and coming down to take the white flag here in heat number 1 will be your triple defending World Drivers Champion Dylan Livengood, for the quadruple and triple defending Works Constructors Champions Revolution Racing, as they won in 2012A and they've won since 2012C here in the NASA Rallycross Challenge, and currently leading in 2013C, as it's Livengood, Wetz, Fleming in third, and Kraus is in fourth. As I believe Wetz is going to take his Joker. Yes, he will. In car number 2. Let's see where this will put him. As I got tangled with my words there. As I believe not a contest, as Livengood still comfortably ahead of Wetz. And Fleming having issues over the jump all over the track in car number 84. And there's Kraus in fourth in car number 83. As through the final chicane, he's won the last 3 championships, and this will help him on a fourth, as he will win heat number 1, as it looks like a formation finish by the Revolution cars. Livengood and Wetz are through to the final in heat number 1, comfortably over the Subaru Junior drivers. And here's Luke Fleming, in car number 83, or 84. And Kraus in car number 83 crashes into the tire wall again. As let's take a look at what happened to Luke Fleming on the start. He crashed into the tire wall. Let's see if we can get a good shot here momentarily. We're going to go from inside the 84 car and see what actually happened with what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing in car number 84, but apparently it didn't end very well. As here we are, inside Luke Fleming's car. So it looks like he was confused at where Livengood was going, and he crashed right into the wall. Livengood was next to him, you couldn't really see. Let's see if we can get another camera for you here. We're going to try the helicopter camera and see what exactly happened with Luke Fleming and Dylan Livengood. Over the radio, he said immediately, "I didn't know whether you were taking the Joker or not, Livengood." So we will see here from the helicopter once we get it here. There we go. From the helicopter, it's Wetz, Livengood, Fleming, and Kraus. Everyone's revving them up. And off the line, Wetz gets a terrible start. The junior drivers, Kraus had a good start, and Livengood shows his intention of taking the Joker, and Fleming just reacts late and crashes right into the wall. So bad luck for Luke Fleming, but he will have the LCQ to try and redeem himself as we're getting ready for heat number 3. As the drivers on track, as we're going to have, this is I believe we have 2 5-car heats, so I am mistaken. As we have Doug DeNice, Dylan Smith, Dudley Smith, Keith Sherman, and Nick Cars. As Doug DeNice, he was involved in that issue at the last lap pass with Livengood and Caleb Paul. Dylan Smith hasn't run since 2013A for Matt Wishart's team. As we're getting ready, and it's lights out and away we go. As a bit of an issue with Dudley Smith and Doug DeNice with their launch control, but alas, it's Keith Sherman leading as he takes it to the Joker here on lap number 1 off the grid. There's Dudley Smith in car number 50, one of the new drivers, and Nick Cars having an issue over the jump in car number 35. As your 4th place team in Works, Mangled Lemons Racing. As Sherman, Dudley Smith, and Cars all took the Joker on the first lap, and it's Dylan Smith and Doug DeNice. So we're going to see if Dylan Smith and Doug DeNice can get back to the front here, or if they're going to have an issue. And at the end of lap 1, it's going to be Keith Sherman, your star of the LCQ last week at Talladega, where he made that ridiculously awesome start and got past Livengood, but he clipped the inside wall and lost the lead. There's 3 laps to go here in heat number 2. Sherman, Dudley Smith, Cars, and Dylan Smith. And Dylan Smith hasn't taken his Joker yet, but he's almost to the back bumper of Cars in car number 35, and to the Joker will be Dylan Smith in car number 22, the Zest Citroen, as it looks as though that was one of the old MRT Citroens from a couple weeks ago that he reskinned. As battling, and Sherman and Smith, they made contact out of the Joker, and I believe this is unbelievable! They are both stuck on their side next to the bank! I cannot believe this is happening! As Dudley Smith is in the lead, Denice is in second, Cars is in third. These two are battling for the race lead. We're gonna keep checking on that shot. 2 laps to go, and Dudley Smith is your leader, excuse me, in car number 50, followed by Doug Denice, and followed by Nick Cars. I believe those two are still stuck. What is Dudley Smith? Oh, he took a second joker. I believe he's going to be required to park now. He's one of the new drivers, and it is a tricky thing here at Negus. The drivers always get the jump confused. I believe, yep, race control. Kindly asking Dudley Smith to park, and they're still stuck. So I think he's probably going to park, get out of his car, and help them get off of their side. As we'll certainly take another look at that. So we have the 2 cars left, and there's still a lap and a quarter left to go to decide the bonus point that is awarded for heat number 2. As Doug Denice is your leader, Nick Cars is in second, Dudley Smith in third, and technically 4th is Dylan Smith, and technically 5th is Keith Sherman, even though they haven't moved for a minute and a half. So white flag for Doug Denice in car number 10, the Royal Purple Subaru, as he's come on strong lately. He has always been a sporadic competitor in the NASA RallyCross Challenge, but I believe this was his longest campaign yet. Royal Purple has given him enough money to run more than 1 race a season. And it's good to see. It's good to see a good amount of privateers, as we started the season with only 2 in points contention, Caleb Paul and Tristan Hagenstein. It's good to see more privateers popping up here in the NASA RallyCross Challenge, as we have a privateer and a factory works car, as Nick Cars battling like mad to get this bonus point for him and his team, as his team owner is on his side in next to Dylan Smith. As Doug Denice, you could say that accident rivals 2012A when Livengood and Mertz flew into the sand at Riverside, but alas, it's Doug Denice winning heat number 2 in one of the stranger heats we've seen in a while, and Nick Cars transfers through as well in car number 35. As we're going to take a look at what exactly happened here. So we're going to take a look from inside Keith Sherman's car, inside Dylan Smith's car, and a couple of other camera angles. So here's inside Keith Sherman's car. Car number 15, the Purple Power Ford. He comes off the joker, or the regular course, and Smith just slides right into him, and that's always been a tricky part of this circuit. As we're going to go inside Dylan Smith's Citroen C4 here and see what he saw. Let's go on board the left side. You see Sherman, and from the cockpit, the co-driver's seat, he slides in, and they just make contact, and that's all she wrote, as they ended up on their side and could not get anywhere after that. There's one more view from the helicopter. You're going to see how bizarre this actually was. As we've seen this happen before. We saw it in 2012A here at Negus, where I believe it was Livengood and Hagenstein made contact. And it's always been a tricky part of this circuit. You always have to pay attention to who's around you, and you always have to look to your left if you're on this course, or the right if you're in Sherman's case. From the helicopter, they're dead even, and it looks like Smith had the run, but he just slid too far. Sherman slid as well, and it looks like just a very, very bad case of a racing deal, as those two came together on lap number 2. As heat number 3 getting ready to go. As this is going to be an interesting heat. We've had pretty stacked heats before, but I don't think you've ever seen a heat like this. As there is Josh Mertz in car number 81, Tristan Hagenstein in car 27, Brandon Lambert in that gorgeous new Volkswagen number 5, Cody Erdman in car number 82, and Caleb Paul in car number 7. What does everyone have in common except for Tristan Hagenstein? They have a race victory. And this is going to get interesting, as we have 2 champions, a privateer champion. We actually have 2 privateer champions and 2 drivers champions in this heat, and only 2 cars will advance. This is going to be an absolute brawl when it comes to a heat race, and I couldn't exactly tell you who would possibly win. As Hagenstein on pole, Mertz second, Lambert third, Erdman fourth, and Caleb Paul wisely chooses behind Lambert, one of the better starters of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Revving him up for heat number 3. Here we go, and it's lights out, and away we go. And off the line, Erdman gets the hole shot, but will Lambert fight back as Hagenstein and Mertz go to the regular courses? Hagenstein breaks way early, and Mertz shoves him out of the way as Caleb Paul is battling with Hagenstein, and he runs it wide as as Erdman and Lambert take to the regular course. They are battling Mertz, Caleb Paul, and Tristan Hagenstein, your running order of drivers who took the regular course. So Erdman and Lambert both hit the embankment on the inside, so that could possibly hurt them. As over the chicane for the first time here in heat number 3, it's going to be Cody Erdman leading in car number 82, followed by Lambert in car number 5, followed by Josh Mertz in car number 81, Caleb Paul and Tristan Hagenstein in car 27. It looks like he didn't have that big of an issue when he got hit by Mertz. As to the regular course goes Erdman, so does Lambert, as they both have to. We're going to see if someone takes the Joker, and it looks like it'll be Caleb Paul in car number 7. So he will be filtering through. Let's see where he gets as Erdman got turned around, it looks like, in the regular course. And this possibly might cost Lambert a shot if they made contact. Yes! Not even close is Brandon Lambert to Caleb Paul. And sliding in car number 7 is Paul, the privateer points leader. As Lambert fighting back hard in car number 5. Then it's Erdman, Mertz, and Hagenstein. Hagenstein having issues. Maybe a rear suspension component was broken due to that wall hit that he suffered on the start. So at the end of lap number 2, it's Caleb Paul is your leader. As it's Paul, Lambert, Erdman, Mertz, Hagenstein. As these two, let's see if it gets closer, as the top 3 have taken their Joker already. And let's see if Hagenstein will take his. Mertz did not take his. Let's see where Hagenstein will filter through as car number 27 takes to the Joker, the Team Klondike Ford, as he jumps over from the helicopter. Looks like he's going to be even with Mertz in car number 81. Mertz is going to back off as Hagenstein runs it wide and takes the spot right back, does Mertz in car number 81. So this is going to set up a final lap, and I don't think Mertz has taken his Joker yet, and I don't think anyone else knows that he hasn't taken his Joker yet, as he's been quietly running in 4th for this entire heat race. So white flag for Caleb Paul and Brandon Lambert. Currently in the transfer spots, then it's Cody Erdman and Josh Mertz, the 2 MRT Subaru cars, and then Hagenstein in 5th. As these 2 cars are getting really close together are Caleb Paul and Brandon Lambert. Erdman in 3rd, and there is Mertz. He is taking the Joker, so we're going to see where he filters through as he flies over his teammate who's in 3rd, now 4th. And look at the lead he has. Looks like Caleb Paul spun. He's got a good lead over Brandon Lambert in car number 5. Can he make it? 6 wins, 6 heat wins in a row for the 81, the only driver to win all his heats so far this season. Will Lambert be able to make a charge through the final chicane? Lambert's going to be pushing like mad. Paul's in 3rd, Erdman 4th, so those 2 are going to have to go to the LCQ, but off the final chicane, 6 heat wins in a row for car number 81. Mertz wins, Lambert transfers, Caleb Paul LCQ, along with Erdman and Tristan Hagenstein in car number 27, as we're going to take a look at possibly how Mertz won this heat, as it looked as though Lambert and Caleb Paul had a bit of an issue coming together when they were driving through the jump. As here it is, Caleb Paul runs it wide, and it looks as though Lambert was there. Oh, he had the rear wheels hopped off the ground. That's why. Tough break for Caleb Paul. He'll have to go to the LCQ, and this is the first time this season that car number 7 will have to transfer through to the LCQ. As this race, this LCQ, is going to be interesting, as we're going to have, I believe, 7 cars on the grid. There we go. As Dylan Smith is on pole, followed by Hagenstein, Erdman, and Keith Sherman. Then we have Caleb Paul, Luke Fleming, Dudley Smith, and Jacob Kraus. So we have 8 cars in this LCQ, and only 2 of them would transfer. and the NASA officials actually thought of breaking the LCQ up into 2 races, but that idea was scrapped before the drivers' meeting. So two drivers will make it through, and they only run 3 laps. The Joker once and 2 regular laps. Who will get through for round number 6? And it's lights out, and away we go. And off the line, whole shot to Erdman along with Hagenstein. Smith is in 3rd. Then it's one of the junior cars. To the Joker goes Erdman and Hagenstein, followed by Kraus as Smith, Paul, Fleming, Dudley Smith take to the regular course. As Kraus, following behind his teammate, as Hagenstein, Erdman, and Kraus. Then it's Dylan Smith 4th, 5th Paul, 6th Fleming, 7th Dudley Smith, as apparently we were supposed to have an 8th car. As I'm looking, I can't seem to remember if we had an 8th car or not. But I will, maybe my count got messed up. 2 laps to go. Hagenstein's leading, Erdman's 2nd, 3rd is Kraus, 4th is Smith, 5th is Paul, 6th is Fleming, 7th is Dudley Smith, and I'm hearing in my headset Keith Sherman was the last car, as I don't know what happened to Sherman, but we will see if I can get a report from the pit lane. As Erdman defending like mad from Hagenstein, as you'll see that Kraus has an issue in car number 83, as Erdman, Hagenstein, Dylan Smith is in 3rd now, Kraus is in 4th, Dudley Smith battling. Let's see who will get it through to the Joker. Kraus has it for the moment. So 5th is Smith, Dudley Smith, 6th is Paul, 7th is Fleming. As Jacob Kraus all over the road in car number 83. Is Dudley Smith also all over the road? As this could get interesting, as Caleb Paul 2nd in points, Jacob Kraus, he's trying to get past, and Kraus drives right into him in car number 83. That could be bad. And Kraus has been told by race control to park the car in car number 83. So another disqualification as he drives right into Dudley Smith. Jacob Kraus running into everyone here in Negus. And that would be immediate disqualification, it looks like, by NASA officials. 14th place for Jacob Kraus. Is currently leading as Cody Erdman. We'll see. There is Dylan Smith. He's going to filter through to the lead. Let's see if Erdman will push hard to try and get the LCQ win. It doesn't matter. 2 cars transfer on the outside. Dylan Smith. What a move to hold on to the lead of the LCQ. As these 2 drivers, former teammates 3 seasons ago, Dylan Smith making a return in one of the old factory Citroens as Erdman is sliding all over the track. Hagenstein trying to push as Dylan Smith will win the LCQ. Erdman is 2nd. Hagenstein 3rd. Fleming has to settle for 4th. 5th it will be Caleb Paul, maybe. Throws the car into reverse as he's trying to make it to the line. Will he get 5th place? Yes! 5th place, Caleb Paul. 6th, Dudley Smith. As 7th will be Keith Sherman. As 8th place goes to Jacob Kraus in car number 83. As these drivers, Luke Fleming Tristan Hagenstein, 3rd in the LCQ, he'll be 9th. 10th place is Luke Fleming. 11th, Caleb Paul. 12th place is Dudley Smith. 13th place, Keith Sherman. 14th place, Jacob Kraus. As we're going to see what happened to Sherman. I don't believe he wrecked. Let's see what happened here. We have a replay from the start. So let's see. Car number 15, Keith Sherman. And he hit the wall. And it looks as though he gave up, as his LCQ was done and dusted in a matter of moments. So that was the LCQ order, and we are getting ready for the final, the 8-car final here at Negus. As let's see how this will unfold. Cars are on grid. On pole, Dylan Livengood, your triple defending World Drivers Champion. Doug Denice is in 2nd. Your 2012 B Champion, Josh Mertz, in 3rd. Then Dylan Smith, your LCQ winner, on the 4th row of the grid. Behind Livengood is Wetz. Then it's Cars, Lambert, and Erdman for 8 laps. Here we go, getting ready. As I messed up there, I thought everyone was ready, but Wetz was revving them up, getting the tires warm. So we have 2 Works Mitsubishis, 2 Works Subarus, a Works Volkswagen, a Works Ford, a private Subaru, and a private Citroen. As we are getting ready for round number 6 of the NASA RallyCross Challenge here in 2013C You have to take the jump twice, and you can expect many drivers to probably take the jump, as this is one of the more terrifying starts, and you got plenty of traffic crossing rather, and it could get really interesting as we're revving them up for round number 6 of the NASA RallyCross Challenge. Glad you could join us here, as 8 cars for 8 laps. Who will come out on top here in Negus? And it's lights out, and away we go! And off the line, Dylan Smith gets the jump, but Dylan Livengood battling with him as the Red Bull Subaru MRT drivers will take to the Joker for the first lap. Over the jump, it's going to be Erdman, followed by Mertz, and then Lambert, as those 3 drivers are the only drivers to take to the jump, as Livengood 4th, 5th Smith, 6th Wetz, 7th Denice, 8th is Cars. As Erdman and Mertz, we've seen this 1 week ago, how they are out front for a moment, but then it completely unglues itself. So we'll see how it transpires, as these 2 drivers are about 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. But Brandon Lambert, don't forget about him. He won here 1 season ago, and also on the first season of the NASA RallyCross Challenge. But at the end of the first lap, teammates nearly tangling. Erdman, Mertz, Lambert, your top 3. Followed by Livengood in 4th, your first driver that did not take to the jump. And Erdman runs it wide. His teammate's going to take that real estate up and take the position away, but he immediately gives it up as Erdman takes to the Joker for the 2nd lap here at Negus. As flying over the jump is Mertz in car number 81, followed by Lambert. Livengood takes to the Joker in car number 1. We're going to see here Denice takes to the Joker as well, so we're going to see if Livengood will filter through. It's Erdman leading, Mertz is 2nd, Livengood 3rd, 4th is Lambert. So this is where it gets interesting. Erdman's taken both of his Jokers in car number 82. Mertz has only taken 1, Livengood has only taken 1, Lambert's only taken 1. So we're going to see where this pans out. At the end of lap 2, Erdman leads, followed by Mertz, followed by Livengood, Lambert, Denice, Smith, Wetz, and Nick Cars. Erdman runs it wide in turn 1. Mertz drifts it around the corner as the 3 drivers champions, 2012B, 2012A, 2012C to 2013B. As Livengood will take his 2nd Joker in car number 1, we're going to see from the helicopters, it's our best camera, flying over Mertz. There's Erdman in the corner of your shot, right above the ASN logo. Let's see where he will come out, and it looks like Erdman will still hold the lead. Livengood will filter to 2nd, Mertz is in 3rd, and Lambert is in the 4th spot. So, coming to end lap number 3 and to begin lap number 4 here at Negus. The running order has not changed. Your leader is still Cody Erdman in car number 82 for Red Bull Subaru MRT Revolution Racing. Car number 1, Dylan Livengood in 2nd. The twin Subaru, Mertz is in 3rd, and the Volkswagen of Lambert is in 4th. As Erdman runs it wide again, he's been drifting that corner a lot lately. Livengood on the prowl, trying to get a 3rd victory, as he almost could have 4, but that's another story from last week. As Erdman and Livengood getting close, Mertz can smell blood. Erdman's all over the track. Mertz is in 3rd, Lambert 4th, Smith 5th. We're going to see Denice and Wetz both take to the regular course, and Cars will probably as well. So everyone has pretty much gone into a rhythm of going to the regular course, as Erdman, let me catch my breath, I've been screaming for this whole broadcast. Erdman is leading, coming to the end of lap number 4. We are crossing. The crossed flags are being shown by the flagger in the flag stand. As beginning lap number 5 will be Cody Erdman in car number 82, followed by Dylan Livengood in car number 1, followed by Mertz in car number 81. Lambert's 4th, and that running order has not changed. As these 2 drivers, Erdman's all over the track. As we're beginning lap number 5, this is getting close between Erdman, Livengood, and Mertz. As Erdman and Livengood getting close, nearly making contact, as Mertz is getting ever so close. I don't think anyone is taking it so fast into the first part of the regular course as he is. He's flying over the jump, where everyone else is slotting through the flat there. As this is getting good, that's your top 3, that's your podium in the shot there. As ending lap number 5 and beginning lap number 6. It's going to be 3 laps to go here at Negus, and it's anyone's race, as Cody Erdman leads, Livengood is 2nd, so 3 laps to go. Mertz is in 3rd in car number 81. Erdman, Livengood, Mertz, Lambert, Smith, Wetz, Denice, and Cars. The running order hasn't changed. and I don't think it will change, as everyone has taken their Joker pretty much, I do believe. As Mertz is getting close to Livengood, flying over the jump, you see what I'm talking about there. He could easily land on the rear wing of Livengood, and that wouldn't end very well. This was the site of the 2012 C catastrophe and the 2013 B catastrophe between these two drivers. We mention every single week that these two drivers are the title protagonists for almost every single season, and they always come together at one point or another. As Erdman is going to allow his teammate to battle with the current champion, as we're coming to 2 laps to go here at Negus, and it's going to be Erdman leading, Livengood is second, Mertz is in third, and this is getting good. They're under a blanket. Erdman first, Mertz is going to dive into the inside. Will Livengood cut him off? Then they make contact! That could end badly, as it looks like Mertz hesitated for a moment to allow Livengood to keep the spot. As you know, Mertz has gotten penalized all season long. He doesn't want that to happen. As through the regular course, Mertz is there on Livengood, and they're going to make contact again! This could end in a catastrophe! As Livengood nearly makes contact with Mertz, and this could end really badly, as if I'm hearing right in my headset, that's possibly under investigation. As Erdman is leading, and it's Mertz in second now. Livengood is in third. Dylan Smith is in fourth. I believe he has taken one of his Jokers, and I believe he has one left. So here we go. It's all down to 1 lap to go here at Negus. Cody Erdman is your leader, followed by Mertz, who is being hounded by Dylan Livengood in car number 1. Will Livengood seek revenge on the 81 as it looks like they make contact? Mertz is sliding in turn 1. Will he be able to regain? He refires the engine. As Erdman through the jump, Livengood, and Mertz has a Joker left! The 81 has a Joker left! So this is going to unravel the entire race for Cody Erdman! The teammates are swapping places, and it's going to be Josh Mertz leading on the final lap here at Negus! As Erdman in second, will he slide in? Will he take the spot from his teammate? No! He hits the embankment, and that's going to allow Dylan Smith to possibly sneak the second place away. Remember what happened last time Mertz won? It was a 1-2 finish. Will Erdman allow it? Into the final chicane. Smith is sideways. He's lost control. And it's going to be Josh Mertz for the first time in the year, winning as he wins at Negus, followed by Lambert and Erdman as they make contact at the terrible crash across the line. Fourth is Livengood. Fifth will be Wetz. Sixth is Dylan Smith. And seventh, as these two are battling with a cracking battle for 7th spot, Cars has to go down the pit lane. So it looks like Nick Cars will be 7th, followed by Doug Denice in the 8th spot. As Mertz is burning the Subaru down, understandably for the first time in a year, his 8th career victory and his first since St. Eustache in 2012 C. And if you remember that race, they had a 1-2 finish there as well. As we're going to take a look at the helicopter camera of the start to see who went where. And we're going to see a couple of other replays here as race control settles this situation between Lambert and Erdman, as it looked as though Erdman is claiming it was intentional contact. As from the helicopter, here is the start. 3 wide, Mertz, Erdman, Livengood. Wetz, Denice, and Lambert are side by side. Everyone else runs to the regular course while those 3 go to the Joker. And Livengood was leading out of the regular course. As we're going to take a look here at how the Joker unraveled for car number 81 and how exactly he was able to sneak this win away, as Erdman and Livengood both ran their Jokers, and Mertz was there even if he had to take a Joker, even if he had a Joker left, which was pretty astounding given the circumstances. So here's from the helicopter. This was after Mertz got tagged by Livengood. And also, the call with Livengood and Mertz was cleared as a racing deal for that second instance of contact. You can see he came off the jump and he had the lead. As there is Erdman, there is Mertz. And you can see at the bottom of your shot there, that's the gap between the teammates. And we're going to stay on this shot from the helicopter to show you what exactly happened behind Cody Erdman. And if you want a good teammate, this is what a teammate's supposed to do. As Smith bumped him, and he was unfazed. As he came over the jump, bumped into Erdman was Dylan Smith, and he lost control. And here's the instance of contact that was under review, and it still is. Lambert goes all the way to the grass and hooks completely left into Cody Erdman, and that I would say is a pretty intentional piece of contact, is watch out pit lane! Lambert flies into the pit boxes. Hopefully everyone is okay on the pit lane, as Erdman was too fumed to do burnouts with this guy, but like I mentioned, it was a year and a month. December 10th, 2012 was the last time the 81, then the 1, was on top of the podium, and now, January 5th, 2014, on top of the podium is car number 81 and Josh Mertz. So as these two anthems, the podium ceremonies, are about to begin, let's go through the final results. As it looks like they're playing the wrong anthem, so give them a moment here. They were so used to the German anthem not being played, apparently they didn't have it ready. So we will have it here momentarily. There we go. Once we hear it, we should be hearing the podium ceremonies. There we go. There's the German anthem plays and the Austrian anthem for Mertz and MRT. Mertz wins, followed by Erdman, so it's a 1-2 finish for Red Bull Subaru MRT. Lambert's third, fourth will be Livengood, fifth is Chris Wetz, sixth is Dylan Smith, seventh is Nick Cars, and eighth is Doug DeNice. That's your final running order. Ninth is Hagenstein from the LCQ, 10th is Fleming, 11th is Caleb Paul, 12th Dudley Smith, 13th Keith Sherman, and Jacob Kraus disqualified, thrown to 14th place. The top 4 in points are within a race distance. It's Dylan Livengood and Josh Mertz, 99 and 91, Erdman 87, Caleb Paul 81 points. As Chris Wetz is in 5th with 77. Everyone else is out of points contention. The Manufacturers' Championship, Mitsubishi still leads 114 to 99 over Subaru. Ford has 73, Citroen's in 4th with 72, and Volkswagen has 70 in 5th place. The Works Constructors' Championship has changed for the first time since, I believe, the beginning of the season. Red Bull Subaru MRT has 178 over Revolution Racing's 176, Volkswagen has 88, and Mangled Lemons Racing has 71. Pending verification, Subaru MRT Jr. are your 2013 C NASA Rallycross Challenge Semi-Works Constructors Championship winners, 83 points over Delicia Race Team's 25, and a quick calculation before the race, I believe it was made, if Delicia Race Team finished 1-2 in the remaining races and Subaru 3 and 4, they still wouldn't win the championship, as that championship is decided, but the Privateer Championship is still wide open. It's a 10-point gap between Caleb Paul and Tristan Hagenstein, with 4 rounds remaining. The Nations Cup tied are Canada and the United States with 100. Germany has 98 and the Netherlands has 71. As it looks like they replayed the anthem, so they immediately figured out what they were doing and turned it off. As that was round number 6 of the NASA Rallycross Challenge here in Croft. As next week, it's the second and final endurance round of the 2013 C season at Riverside, and I mentioned that incident between Livengood and Mertz. Hopefully that does not happen again. As this broadcast was brought to you by Java Shot Designs, if you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, you can contact Adam Sweet at his page at facebook.com/JavaShotDesigns. As you can join the conversation on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, or YouTube using the hashtag ASNTVUSA. And I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast of NASA Rallycross here in Negus. We'll see you in 1 week at Riverside, but until then, so long everyone.